Yeah, we're back up in the building. Expresstruthshow, live on YouTube. Mark Hamilton got my brethren Noble on the line.
Shalom, balance, paradise. Great to be back one more again.
Yeah, man, most definitely, most definitely. So we're here to talk about. You can see what's going on the screen, man. We're here to talk about the whole Mist situation, and right now that situation is viral. It's viral, man, and the anything viral from Brum, we have to talk about, and it's a big breakdown situation. So let's hope you got plenty of time to stick around and hear the breakdown of what's going on, because you see this whole rap scene in Birmingham, there's a lot of things that people from the outside don't understand and don't know what's going on. And I think that Mist is just another victim in a long line of bad-mindedness coming from Birmingham. So I just want to start it off by saying big up to Mist. Mist is an Erdington resident, as myself. He's from Erdington. I remember seeing Mist from the days of bikes, from the days of when he was a child on bikes. I think he's about 3 years younger than me, 4 years, probably even 5 years. But he's a man who was around that part of Erdington. There was a lot of rap at the time. And during that time, to be a rapper, it was something that people didn't take you serious. In them days, if you was a man who rapped, no one took you serious, man. When I was younger, it was a waste of time rapping, because it wasn't gonna go nowhere. So when the whole grime thing kind of went out and it came into baseline, you'd have people doing baseline, and that's the time when people would start to get popular. And the reason why I'm going back into these stories is because what I'm saying is, in this city of Birmingham, anytime somebody gets a little name for themselves or gains a little popularity, people always tear them down. And it's not just music, it's clothing, mans who do clothes, if you've got a little food shop, no matter what you do, if you're successful in this city, mans tear you down. There's no two ways about it. Mans tear you down. Now, Mist is the kind of man who, I'm not really a man who listens to Mist like that, but I've heard his songs, and I'm saying, Mist is a man who, once he reached a certain height of popularity, Mist shouldn't be going to jail. Full stop. Because from he goes into jail, he's going to be a target. So I'm talking to the mans that are around Mist now. Mist shouldn't be in jail. He shouldn't be in jail. Look at like them mans, if you're following the American scene, Biggie and all them mans when they got caught with strap and all that, the next man takes the charge. If Miss is the breadwinner, and we all hearing Miss is getting like 3 to 5 bags a show now, he's the man who can set up certain things for his friends, set up certain things for everybody. So Miss is the kind of man who shouldn't be in jail. Now, Miss has ended up in jail, yeah? If Miss is in jail, you're meant to make the call ahead and say, yo, Miss is coming into jail. Make sure the man's nice in jail. Make sure he's cool. We know how the jail system runs. I've never personally been to jail, but we know how the system runs. If Miss goes jail, there's meant to be a call ahead. Yo, make sure Miss is safe. He shouldn't be getting filmed in no cell in Winston Green. There's no way the biggest rapper in Brum should be getting filmed in a cell, getting badded up like that. It doesn't matter how you look at it. You're coming Noble, man.
It's real talk, sibling. It's real talk. As we brought out on multiple broadcasts before, it's about having that support circle. You should have people around you who are going to be, helping you to make good decisions, trustfully the right decisions, based upon their experience and their knowledge in, certain things. Now, as you say, from when you're out in the world as a public figure and you're facing time in the penitentiary, things should be already in place. There should be a system in place where you call the whoever's running things and say, yo, this is the dilly, do we have to pay like excuse me, do we have to pay like we weigh? or is it a case of, yeah, we're from the same city thing, so you're going to hold him down, and when we come up a bit further, we're going to kind of reciprocate some kind of love there. You'd have thought that would, as you say, that should have been done off the bat. That, to me, that calls into question the people them that he's rolling with, his quote unquote support circle, because how was that even allowed to even take place, and why was he even in the damn penitentiary? Why didn't he have a high powered lawyer, or I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of why he got in there, but yeah, again, he's out in the public, he's making some money. Why hasn't he got solicitors at XYZ to mitigate and stop him from losing his freedom and for being in this said situation now?
Well, the word is that it was a minor driving issue. So it was a driving thing where the man's driving on a ban. He says it in every song. So I'm saying the songs that I've heard, everything's about, yeah, man, I'm on a ban. Yeah, I'm about to come off the ban and all that stuff. So anyway, that ban finally caught up to him, and he went in jail for that. But what the problem is that this city, people are too quick to tear you down. And it's very painful because there's so much talented guys from Birmingham who don't ever want to be put into the spotlight, because this is what happens. You're going to get tested. So I'm saying now, I'm a man who has been going to New York from I was a child. I've been going to New York from I was a child. And when you go to New York, yeah, you go Brooklyn, you can't say nothing about Jay-Z or Biggie there. You go Harlem, you can't say nothing about Cameron and Diplomats. You go Queens, you can't say nothing about Nas. You go Staten Island, you can't say nothing about Wu-Tang. If you go Bronx, you can't say nothing about Fat Joe and Big Pun. But you can come Brum, a man's got his CD in Brum, a man's going to say, my man ain't real. He's not a real G. He's not a real bad man. What kind of thing, what's going on, man? Why can't we allow, like, I'm even reading comments and people are like, you know what, yeah, he ain't put no one on. Well, you know about put anyone, is he even on like that himself? Because let's really look at it. He's not a man who you're going to turn on Good Morning Britain and see him on there. He's still working his way up in this thing. They've filmed him solely to tear him down. And the thing is, people are saying, all right, the footage is old. No, it ain't. Mist was popular then. And I tell you why he was popular. Like, I'm going to break it down for those who have common sense. They filmed him because he was popular. If you were just a normal man in jail, they wouldn't have filmed that. They filmed it because he's popular. And they wanted to embarrass him, because now they've tried to expose it as like, yo, because remember, look, he couldn't have won in that situation. No matter what he said, the brother was just getting more angry. So when Mist was like, calm down, put your hands down, he's trying to show, yo, this is the guy who you like rate or whatever. But it's only now people are coming out and saying like, one man even said something like, we enjoyed hating on Mist before or something. What kind of thing is that? If he does well, he sets up for the next man who comes from Birmingham in this music thing. He sets up for the next man. A man should be protecting him. The Don's in jail, the bad man in jail from Brum. When he comes in, they should be saying, yo, Miss, you're nice over here, man. Come stand up around us, man. No one ain't going to bother you in here. But instead, it's like the man's getting fed to the lions. I can't keep repeating it enough. He's in Winston Green.
The Green? He's in the Green. And as he said, you go to the wilderness of North America and mans will hold their people down just on the strength. I mean, wasn't there a stage where everyone was rocking, straight out of Brum and 0121 this? Isn't this the place where we're there? Aren't we supposed to have love for people who are in our city and protect our city from people who come outside our city? It's like, say, the people them these days have got more love for out of towners than for people actually here. So you have someone from London come up and everyone's going for the thing, but someone from Brum puts on an event, and hella people ain't going to turn up, depending on who the artist is. Brum, unfortunately, don't support their own as they should do. That's why there's been countless Brum artists who aren't in Brum no more. Whether they're actors, whether they're, rappers, singers, they're just not in Brum no more because they didn't receive the level of um of what they should in regards to being pushed, being having the support. It's just as you say, it's a lot of bad mind. There's still some good people in Brum, don't get me wrong, but it seems that the old school codes have gone where people would get checked, or people would have to co-sign someone, etc., etc. These things ain't done no more. It's just wickedness and bad mind. And let me see if how I can put myself in a better light and record someone in a bad light. It's mad.
And I don't even know if Miss is the kind of man who probably talks that kind of road stuff or whatever and that. But I know that one thing I know about Miss is that it kind of speaks a lot about this app now and Carla thing, which is something to some Asian type of thing. And I'm saying, I believe it was an Asian brother who kind of ran down on him them way there in the jail. But you see, when you're talking certain things on tracks, now I'm not saying Miss is talking them kind of things, please don't mince my words. But if he is talking them kind of things on tracks, yeah, and a man ran down on him, and you know that camera's filming you, you might have to take a L. You might have to take a L. See what I'm saying? And that means I'm pretty sure they weren't going to kill him in there. But you might have to take a little rush. You might have to take a little rush in or whatever, because by you following them instructions like that, and I've seen a lot of people coming up now, a lot of damage controls happening now. But if you're talking on the tracks that, yo, I'm this, that, and the third, and then a man actually runs up, sometimes you got to take the beating, man. It's real like that. It's real like that. I'm telling you, that's how it is. If you're talking like that, you got to protect your brand. Because what Mist is a brand. So he's built a brand. So when them mans approached him, it should have been like, yo, I ain't putting my hand down. Whatever happens, happens. Rush me there. You got the camera there filming. Do your thing. And then what would the conversation be now? If
exactly.
what would the man's, you couldn't say nothing. You'd have to say, yo, my man's a real one. He held it down. Now, I'm not saying there's people saying, oh, he would be stupid to risk his life. But on these tracks, what I'm hearing, these UK tracks, I'm hearing some Osama bin Laden talk.
It's real. I mean, and we've said it before. There's a lot of people. 90+% of these people making music, they're not walking what they're talking. But yet at the same time, they're influencing the minds of the malleable, let's get it correct, the malleable minds of the youth. You know what I mean? So they're talking about whatever the hell the crazy terminology they got going on these days about doing this to someone and doing that to someone. But in all reality, if that's what Mist is saying, I mean, I don't listen to his music still. I don't know what he's chatting. I thought it was more party kind of music and weed smoking kind of music. But if he's talking about, that same stereotypical foolishness, and clearly he's not living it, then this is a result. People are hearing, as you say, you've got a brand and your brand is this. You didn't go to the penitentiary, or you talk, but you're not walking. Nah, unfortunately, you took a massive L, not only for yourself, not only for Birmingham as a city, but for all of the artists that are on the semi-come up, or not even on the come up, the potential artists. They're going to look at your path and think, okay, yeah. Raw, what happened? How did that happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the thing, man. And like I said at the beginning of the show, Brum, it's not just music, it's you know what a very popular actor once said to me from Brum, what he said to me personally, he said, yo, if you want to make it in Brum, the best thing to do is leave Brum. That's what he said, because you ain't getting nowhere in Brum. You're not getting nowhere in Brum, because everyone's trying to tear you down. Like, even back in the day with the gang thing, you couldn't do nothing then. You couldn't do anything because that whole thing was kind of like dividing the city in two. And now it's just like the youth are kind of took it to that same level of like, because Northman's put that video out to damage the man's credibility. That's all it was done for. That's all it was done for. But at the same time, like I said, sometimes when you throw a certain energy out there, and I see in the chat, Alpha Male said that Mist has never made a stereotypical track, so I'm guessing Mist ain't a man who talks like that then. But he shouldn't be in jail in the first place. From you've got your way out, you shouldn't be in jail, whether it be driving, ban, whatever it was he was actually in there for. He shouldn't be in there. A. And B, the mans around him should have sent word ahead. Yo, Mist is landing, so we need to make sure he's cool in there, you know. Do what I'm saying? If you know he's not that way inclined, we need to make sure he's cool in there. Do what I'm saying? Kind of just make him know what's going on. Because it could have been a damage. Imagine you would have seen, like, say, one of them kind of 50 Cent or one of them kind of guys get caught like that in jail. I'm on about when the Get Rich or Die Italian days. He wouldn't be as popular as he is now.
Not at all. Not at all. And you just thought that, and this is a thing that sort of is strange, kind of, I guess. I mean, a lot of, as you highlighted before, he speaks Punjabi in some of his rhymes and stuff. I think Carla is black. That's referring to us, you know, Afro-Caribbean, African, you know, anyone with dark skin in essence. And he has a heavy affiliation with East Indian and Asian people. In the video, he's professing Islam, saying how he's Muslim. Now, I would have thought, based upon that, you know, these people who East Indian, Asian to me, by this designation and nation-wise, you'd have thought that they would have been cool, like, oh yeah, you know, you roll with, you know, Sukdip or Iqbal or, you know, whatever the name is, yeah. Ah, yeah, you know, you know, and chopped it up, and things would have been popping, kind of thing.
Go to.
No, come true.
You know what it is, yeah? I feel like Mist, that was a little bit of a cop-out, you know. I feel like he was saying that to think that once he said that, the mans will be like, oh, it's off then. Because he's like, yo, I'm Muslim, bro. Because I've seen, like, so I'm saying, big up, like, other Brum rappers who have put their analogy of the situation out. And what I'm saying is, I don't think my man was actually trying to diss Islam still, you know. I think the brother he could actually be a Muslim, the guy. But he was saying that to kind of draw Mist out. Because that's why he was saying, put your hand down, bro, put your hand down. And then he was saying, come closer. Because he's trying to say, yo, you're a dickhead. You know how Brum is. Do I have to get back into this? Do I have to start telling Brum stories again? Listen, there was a time, I'm going to quickly say it and then we're going to go back to the topic. There was a time in Brum, I'm talking about anyone from Erdington, Aston, them sides, you know what I'm talking about, where you used to get on the bus. These times, gang thing was heavy, was running the place, and you would get on the bus as a non-gang member and a man would come and sit by you and open up your window. Yo, around here stinks, and open up your window. You had to step up, man. If you was a boy, they knew that was the sign to say, I can rob this you. If you didn't, man, come to me and open my window, I closed it back. See what I'm saying? I've had times when I was at school and a little bit ignorant and 10 man have come down, rush man. Then it's been World War III after. Because if you're putting a certain image out, especially back in them days, man have to know to think twice to step to you. That's how Brum set. But now it comes like, because they're like, oh, he's living to fight another day. Yeah. Nah. I don't know. I don't even know what the argument was he had with this youth, but the youth seemed very angry. Put it like that.
It may have been, but you know, I have not been in the penitentiary. Give thanks to the Most High. But from what I hear, there's a lot of commodities that gets exchanged, etc. Like burn, which is I think a jail term for like roll up tobacco or even cigarettes, maybe. Illicit drugs, etc. And mobile phones, anything you can think of. Them why them in there are doing it and getting it and distributing it and slanging it. There's people in the penitentiary making what 40, 50. I've heard monies of even up to £100,000. People are making whilst they're locked up and their liberties are taken from them. We see the IG videos with people in prison and they've got 20 scales with kilos of weed and all types of cocaine and roan and M Dizzle. Yeah. So it may be a case. I mean, he clearly buns weed, etc. So he might have had someone take and or couldn't pay, whatever, or we don't know. This is pure speculation, but again, based upon where him there should really be no reason why he should be getting to any kind of catch up in there, unless these boy was after some kind of fame thing, or they got caught up, as I say, because he had someone tick and didn't come true.
The only thing regarding the fame situation is that they never showed their face at one point during the video. You never seen the perpetrator's face. They just wanted to make my man look like a dickhead. But I'm saying, obviously, I'm not making this thing a race thing, but some black youths in the jail should have said, hold on. What you doing? Miss, come here. You see what I'm saying? Like, said, hold on, what did he do? I violated or rare. You see what I'm saying? And hold on, let me kind of now so that's the rapper. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing in this rap world. We ain't gonna film him like that. Put the cameras down. Where was them guys at? So you're telling me that this city is that unruly that the youth that we're just gonna let anybody run down on who's supposed to be the famous guy? Because let's not get it twisted. Mist is the biggest rapper in Brum. Definitely. And people say, he's not talking what he lives or whatever. People say that. I've seen that in the comments before we started the stream. But I'm saying, do you really believe that all these other guys that I'm hearing rapping sound like their name Steve Jobs? How much money they got? Because they're throwing money, they're buying Bentleys. I've even heard man talk about remote control Bentleys and all them kind of things. Remote control Bentley Jeeps and all that. I'm like, huh? Man, they're driving them kind of things from road. So I'm saying, okay then. Maybe I'm out of the loop. I don't really know what's going on, but that's the kind of money talk that's coming now. It can't be real. I'm not saying couple of men say eating.
Man. Listen, King, as you say, listen. There's no way that can be real. Yeah? Nah. It's 2018 now. You ain't flipping that kind of money, right? And staying on these streets without talking to them people and doing some very compromising things. And then at the same time, is how long are you still going to be out here? So I think all that shit, because most of these people, it's just rental things, and it, man. We're renting out cars and, renting out local apartment here and there for local videos and all this kind of foolishness. They think it's MTV Cribs and all that. And again, going back to it, the malleable minds of the youth, them, and some people who should know better are buying it hook, line, and sinker. They're jamming the CDs and something. They're sharing the tracks around. They know all the lyrics. And don't get me wrong, some of the beats are cool. I'm not listening to that folly, man. That's not uplifting. That's not giving me nothing, man. That's not giving me nada.
But that's the new thing, no. But like you see, like now, the new thing is like money talk, excessive crime. Like these man frighten me. These man frighten me. Listening to them, like. I'm hearing some crime talk. I'm like, yo, this is what the streets is like now. Like, forget that. That's how much crime talk you're hearing, like shootings and all this madness. And I'm not saying it ain't going on because we know it goes on, but sometimes I think we're living in Chicago. That's how it sounds like we're living in Chicago, man.
Pretty much. I mean, luckily, we're not seeing the bodies, that we're seeing, in Africa with our siblings over there, those thousands of miles away. It's getting close, don't get me wrong, the activity is crazy. I'm hearing some crazy stuff about some kind of points game. I don't know if you heard about this, Brian. The a lot of this escalation of all this wetting and all this clapping down in London and in Brum, Wolves, etc., is down to these lost children and kids, teenagers, young adults, and they're playing a game around points, and the game is to, do someone some harm by a clapper or some kind of other weaponry, and for it to make the news and you get points for it. Have you heard of this?
Nah, I heard of this one. I heard of this one. I heard of
is that like club card points or what, fam? Or nectar points, fam?
This is what I asked when I was told.
Those are the only points I deal with, fam. I don't deal with jail points, fam. Because when you get 10 free points, fam, you get batty or something, fam. I don't deal with jail points, fam.
Steven, wow, we got Steven on the line, man. What you saying?
Hard, man.
What you saying about this misfig, man? Because you listen to all that stuff, man. So you tell me.
It's a joke thing, fam. It's some joke thing, fam. Because obviously there's up-nars and call-outs and all that, fam. Fam, obviously, when was this thing, though? I've seen the video. I've seen it on the gram, and when did he go prison, or is this an old thing or a newish thing or what?
Nah, all right. This is, when the mobiles happened and they were like, Miss ain't here, but everybody in Winston Green, bang yourselves.
Oh, it was them times.
It was them times there, so he was already kind of hot in these streets.
Yeah, he was hot already, fam, because obviously mobile nomination, innit? You're not getting that if you're cold, blood.
Exactly. So what you saying? Break it down for me, man.
Fam, I think it's a joke thing, Obviously, them man there, they're just looking to come up, fam. So obviously, if it was a real beef thing, yeah, you would have filmed my man, and you would have filmed yourself boiling him up. You get me? But clearly, you were just going for the embarrassment factor, fam. And trying to say, yo, put your hand down and come closer. I thought that was a bit suspect at the end, fam. Because I'd be like, fam, why you want me closer to you for, fam? Because you either want to kiss me or do something, fam. Because they wanted to swing on him. He was in swinging distance all along, for the whole video and that, fam. You get me? Prison's a funny place, fam. Yeah, I ain't going there, fam.
Yeah, man, I ain't going. The only time I'd be in there if man violated a family member or something, but I ain't going there. But let's talk about. Oh,
not keeping it true, fam. My man should have said, you know what? If I'm up there, I would have acted the same as him, fam. But then when I see the camera come out, fam, I'm turning up like my name's Vin Diesel, fam. Fast and the Furious 12, fam. I got to kick over a chair or two, fam.
Yeah, it's promo. Listen, it's promo.
For the gram, fuck that, fam.
Nah, it's promo.
Hey, but yo, Stephen, is that pride talking, or is that ego talking? Why you say, like, as soon as they put the phone up?
Talking, blood. Because I can't get badded up like that. Because obviously, God forbid, yeah, you do something again in the future or circumstances happen and you have to go back in pen. Why, you going to get badded up again? These men going to know they can test you. Yeah.
You have to show your teeth, man. Nah, you see in life, yeah. Honestly.
I'm doing like a movie, fam. You see me in the canteen and that, fam. I'm licking man with a tray and all that, fam. Get me? When canteen days come, fam, I'm saving up, getting a bean can, fam. Bust it off the side of a man's head, fam.
Now you got it. One thing I'll say, you have to, because Mist is who he is. Mist is hot out here, man. Mist is traveling around London, going to Dubai, going all these places. I'm saying, when the camera come out, he should have probably been like, "Oh, that man are filming me," and then just switch like, "Yo, what you saying?" Make them a little rushing. Now a man might say, "Oh, he could have got a stab or whatever like that." I don't know how serious the argument was, but the put your hands down thing and put your hand down and I'm a Muslim, bro. I don't care. Like I said, I think all that guy was doing is priming Mist to say, what you on about, bro? So then he had an excuse to run down on him.
Nah, that's what I mean. And he should have done that, fam. I would have done that, fam. Well, at least, you know what? Nah, for real, innit? At least while the camera's running and that, fam. You get me? Because the worst that's going to happen, fam, because it's Winston Green, fam. It's not Compton, you get me? It's not LA, fam. It's not Rikers Island, you see me? I doubt you're going to get wetted up like that in there, fam. You might have to hold a little resortion, fam. And that's mine, fam.
Yeah, from what I hear, I don't think they've got like toolies like that. But what they do in there is they get boiling water with sugar and dash it on people in there. That's the level of savagery which is going on in the green.
Yeah,
But hold on, no, but that's going on in green because there's a couple of men in green that I know, and they're saying that. I'm just saying, is that happening in green? Because I know about this water and sugar thing, which sounds horrendous. I don't remember throwing water and sugar at me, but there's a couple of man doing life in there.
Fam, that's minor, fam. Because I think it was you, fam. Man's telling me story about how they dash hot coffee and gal and that in dance and all that, fam. So I ain't really scared of that. Because man,
no, hot coffee and boy.
The road, fam. Because I'll just boil a pot noodle and dash it in a man's face, you know.
A different thinking. Listen, from when you got sugar in there, glucose, proper.
It's peeling your skin, fam.
It's ripping your skin off, man.
That's the Joker from Batman kind of thing. That is.
Yeah.
We say pure scars and that. Fam, obviously, if I'm getting a little couple months, fam, they say, yo, you going in the green? And I say, alright, my thing, fam. Come we go on a little shopping spree, fam.
Well, why was he on general population? Why was he on flipping? I can't even remember what.
Mist ain't popping. It's not Mist ain't like say. You see, if a man like
Mist ain't popping like that.
Mist is pop. No. No, bro. No, Mist is not. Mist is not. What I mean to say by that is Mist is popping, but he's not a main. He's not like say a time. Let me think. Like a Skepta now. Not even a Skepta. Who could you say? A Stormzy. If Stormzy went pen, he ain't going to be in population. Stormzy's going to be in protective custody. Is that how it runs?
No, sorry. I know what you're saying. I'm sorry. I misphrased what I was saying. Sorry. What I meant by that is when you first go into the penitentiary, that you don't just go straight into GP, do you? You go into remand or some shit like that, yeah? You go on remand where you're just in the celly on your COD, breaches, yeah? So if it was a driving offence and he was on a ban, I mean, obviously I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it couldn't have been that long. Like, why would they have put him into general fucking population? He's in the green for a driving ban.
Maybe someone got to pay off, huh?
But I know man who's gone to the green for 2 weeks. I know man who's physically gone to the green for 2 weeks. Honestly, they've gone to Winston Green for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but don't forget, all of them.
Were they in GP?
All of them's private now, you know. So a man can do what the fuck he wants in it.
Was he in GP for 2 weeks or what?
I believe so, because I had a cousin. He said that I personally got a cousin who my man was driving some without insurance and all them kind of things, and I think it was while he was on a ban. He got pulled and taken from the car to the cell. To the green, and my man said when he went on the green, there was a couple of men in there that there was some street vibes with, and he had to turn up and all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't get.
You gotta hold it down, fam. If I'm going there, it's a Sports Direct thing. You know them. You know you can get 3 pack of sacks for £9 and all that. I'm getting them Puma ones, fam. And when I'm in there, the first day, I'm gonna be like, man's are gonna be like, yo, where's all the snooker balls gone, blood? Because I got them in about 3 pairs of socks, fam. And it can lick up anything's face, fam.
Yeah, well, you got to be careful.
Fam, I'm turning up in there, you know, fam. I'm living like it's a movie, fam. You probably see me come on our TV and that, fam. That took all the army and that, fam, man, blood. I'm turning up, fam.
Yeah, you gotta hold your own, man, without a doubt. I mean, in that situation, especially if you're in the penitentiary, you can't act like no simp in there. Even if that's not your nature, you shouldn't. Even if that's your first time in there, you've seen the movies. I'm sure you would have had brethren that's been in there. You can't go on like no simp. You gotta hold your own.
Man would have to rush me. This is it. That was me on that camera. No, if the camera weren't filming, I'd have been like, "Yo, what's this about? Put your hands down, blood. Put your hand." I said, "Blood, talk to me, man. What you come up? What you see? You see the minute I seen the camera come out now. Oh my! I'm gonna say, hold on a second. You filming?
And it'd be like, well, oh, you want some something then? Okay, then. So, all right, then. Yeah, you're well starting then. Yeah, all right, then. What's what we doing then? Was it 3-on-1 thing? All right, then. Who's first then? And you start swinging. You know what I mean? And as you said at the start, Prime, if that would have been the video, do you think we would have even seen that video, or would that just been deleted straight away? That would have just been a talk between Mr. Yo, you never guess what, when I was in the penitentiary, right?
You should have just had it out, fam, because how big is a cell, blood? Even if there was 10 man in there, fam, I doubt you're getting rushed that bad, You got a better chance in a confined space, to bang.
Yeah. Listen, combat, definitely.
I ain't famous, and I'm nowhere near as popular as Miss. Nowhere. But if I'm going jail, man's a calling ahead. Yo, my man's coming to jail, you know, like, hold. See what I'm saying? Like, as I get in there anyway, there's be a man with the same second name as me. I'm not proud of it. See what I'm saying? So as I'm talking about Green, any jail in Brum. So I'm saying Brum, Wolves, any of the surrounding areas. When we leave them areas now, it's a different thing. But anything local, I get in there, man have to hold me down. So I'm saying
you gotta do what you gotta do, fam.
You got it, man. You got it. It's self-preservation ultimately. You know what I mean? You got demons in there running around like packs of wolves, preying on the weak. You know what I mean? That's all they do. If Mist was holding himself or carrying himself in a different way, they clearly wouldn't have stepped to him like that, because they would have thought, all right, if we do that, there's going to be a consequence. In their minds, they thought there was no consequence for doing that, none whatsoever.
Yeah, because he was even saying, so I'm sure, you know, I ain't even taking this thing as a joke, and it's a serious situation, but I'm sure the man actually said something like, yeah, man, because man will chop you and put you in a burger, bro. I'm sure.
Yeah. The did.
See, if I said that, I'd say, yo, make the burger now, then, innit? You got the camera up, make the burger, bro.
Nah, I probably would have switched on that, because that's what I'm saying to you. I'm saying, put your hands down, come close. Fam, you know what I'm like, fam? I would have kind of turned up for that, because that sounds fruity to me, fam. That sounds fruity, like fruit pasta, fam.
Yeah, I think at that point, right, in the exchange, it should have been, come closer. All right, then. And he should have leaned over and just whopped him, and then went for the cameraman.
Get me? I ain't into them.
That should have been the thing.
I ain't into them zesty vibes, so.
Yeah, from a man, you see, once it was a dick. If like Noble said, if it was a thing where Miss owes the brother money or anything like that, if Miss owes the brother money or is violated the brother in some type of way, then that's a different thing. But you see, if I'm a man who I ain't never really done nothing and it was just an embarrassment thing, I would have just said, you know what, yeah, it's a swinging thing. Or I would have said on the video, all right, turn that camera around, one-on-one, me and this guy here. Because there's no way you're telling me, come closer and put your hand down and you're going to make me a burger. And even when he's tried to kind of get some brownie points by saying like, yo, I'm Muslim, bro. I don't care about that. What you trying to say? I'm Christian. That takes me back to them early days. Like I said, back in the day, Erdington and all that. Man used to just be like, yo, you robbed my cousin. And you'd be like, you know about? Yeah, you robbed my cousin. They'd just say that because that was an excuse for a man to try and rob you. And I'll be like, yo, I never robbed your cousin. Your cousin's a dickhead as well. Do what I'm saying? Do what I'm trying to say? Simple. That's how you have to be able to. If you're not that, so then a man knows, yo, oh my, this it's down to take the beating, or even if it's, you see what I'm saying? You got to know how you're moving. But like I said, they was trying to discredit the youth. The youth's hot in the streets or whatever, that he's making his music, he ain't working his traditional 9 to 5, so he's got to have a lot of bad mind. We know Brum's a place of that. We know that. And Miss is just, if I was Miss, you know what I'm doing? I'm packing up and I'm moving to like Northampton or somewhere like that. Get a little place, go up there with your baby mother, and I'm only coming into Brum to see who I got to see, whatever, and I'm doing my music thing. You're already kind of popular now. You don't have to worry about this, about being around, being seen. And what you say, Stephen, he don't sing that kind of music.
Well, I don't listen to him like that, you know.
Nah. I couldn't tell you this.
I've listened to a couple of, I listen to tracks here and there, fam.
And them tracks that you listen to, he's not talking about road and stuff.
It's a hard one. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
From what I heard,
give me a sec. I'll find out exactly. Give me a second.
What you saying?
From what I remember, I think I've heard maybe 4 of his tracks, and this is no slight on the brother, but they all sound the same to me, man. They all sound exactly the same. So I just switch off. I don't even hear what he's talking about. But it doesn't sound. The thing about it is, on a positive tip, it don't sound fuckery. It sounds, more party kind of thing to me. I don't know that he actually raps any negative kind of clapping lyrics. I don't think he does. I think he's a weed head kind of thing, and he's just more talking about money and weed and them kind of things. So in that respect, it's not necessarily, he's not necessarily talking it and not walking it kind of thing, because all these, more time you see him in videos, he's burning weed and all this kind of stuff. and flashing off his little pieces and chain and all them things, his little pinky ring bling. I don't really hear that violence. So, but again, as we've said, being a man, being born and raised in Birmingham, we know how it gets down, and we know what things are and how to carry yourself and things. So it's a shock still. It's definitely a shock.
Yeah, man, Brum's the kind of place you gotta know how to move out here, man. It's not any and anywhere you should be. That's why I keep going back to the point. A man like me shouldn't even be in jail. The man keeps talking about, driving ban. Driving ban. Constantly.
Hold on. Check that. Someone's put something in the comments and I'll check that, fam.
Still got packed, so I slang.
Okay.
Still got the Iraqi link with the Matt ting, boom, bang. Okay. So there is some crime talk, then yeah?
All right, but all right then. You know what? I'm not going to defend it, and I wouldn't normally do this. Again, I will go back after the broadcast, and I'll listen to a multiple of his tracks and stuff when he confirm this. But in this day and age, with the drill thing and all this stupid shit, and with wordplay, and even like back in the day, in the 90s, right? Even people who had righteous lyrics, they would use gun vernacular for metaphors and all those kind of things. So that to me is not bad. it's not bad in the greater scheme of things. You know what I mean? That's just my thing on it.
I think it was just based on, he's just a victim of Brum. That's all it is. He's just a victim of Brum. That's it. I'm not scared to I'm not gonna sugarcoat the thing. Any man who's listening, or any man who's listening to this after the live broadcast, Brum's a bad mind play. Simple. So I've experienced it myself. I've seen it, experienced it myself. You can't really boss in Brum. Like, that's just how it is. No one can't tell any different. Like, that's how it is. You could have I've seen man have their little clothing. Like, even with this little show, I've had mans that I personally know, you're telling them about your show, and they're sending out link for Backchat London. They're not promoting your thing. It's just, that's just how Birmingham is. But what that means is,
it's a very bad mind place, fam.
It just means you don't get nowhere, because look now, now that this technology thing's coming proper, the Londoners are moving forward, and we're still here struggling to kind of really get ahead like that. Any little artist that comes out, we're running them down and trying to expose them and all this. And that's why Brum's just that kind of place. It's always been like that. Everyone knows it, and hopefully one day it will change. I'm telling you, that's how it is here, and it's a sad state of affairs. But people only truly realize how it is when they try and do something themselves. That's when they truly realize, when they try and do something and they see, damn, I ain't getting the support. Because we could have a scene here, a serious scene, but we can't have it because there's too much fighting amongst one another. And man say, like, I've heard man actually say, like, Miss ain't real. What is real though? Is real being a criminal? Is that what real is to you, like being a criminal? Because if
that's what people seem to rate nowadays, isn't it? They rather rate a man. Two man could pull up in a Rolls Royce Phantom, fam. One, he's a hardcore businessman, everything's legit. One's a madman, trapper, road man, fam. Who do you think most of these youths are looking at, fam? The trap star, fam? Come on.
But I got an even different analogy. This is Brum for ya. There'll be 5 Asians. We got the Asians, by the way. There'll be 5 Asians in Phantoms and all that. And Soho Road, Phantoms and Mandarin Phantoms and Lambos. And a little black youth's got a Golf R. And the bands are hating on the Golf R. My man, look at my man, he thinks he's bad in the Golf R. But the Asian youths, they're not even watching. You can't have nothing as a black man here. You can't. That's just how it goes. You can't. Because that's the kind of bad man. We don't support one another. We don't. That's why when everyone's doing clothing lines now, none of them are going to go nowhere. None of them, you know why? Because when you're doing your clothing line, this is how it goes. Let me break it down. You got a man who's a trapper. He's a trapper and he's looking at them mans like Blade Brown and them kind of mans who have got clothing lines. Say, yo, I'm going to try a thing, I'm going to try a clothing line thing. He puts out his clothing line now, He's rolling around with his clothing line. Yeah, man, I got my clothing line, but these times it's balling. He's got his chains, he's got his whips and all them kind of things. He's going on holidays, couple galley on Instagram and all that. A man's gonna look at him and say, "Yo, my man's getting it, you know. He's getting it. You know what? I'm gonna make my own clothing line." So now, you know what? There's actually more clothing lines than there is customers here.
Yeah, man.
Because every man's got a clothing line. But I'm saying if that ain't something you're into, like you're a man who's into designing and you know about fashion. Because some man who's got claim to have clothing lines has got no swag. So how you?
Not even just swag. Take it a step further, blood. Man, be like, yo, alright, a man can come and check you in the shop, yeah, fam. And be like, yo, I got this clothing line, you know, blood. Can you put it up for me? Be like, yeah, let's have a look at it. What is it, fam? Let me see the t-shirt. And I ain't got one now, you know, but I got a picture on my phone, blood. A man's in head-to-toe designer or head-to-toe Nike, blood. You're not even repping your own thing, blood, but you want a man to try and push it for you. Get the heck out of here, fam.
Exactly. If you got that's rule number one, yeah. If you got a clothing line, yeah. When I see you, I'm supposed to see you wearing your clothing line. That's like the man who designs Bentleys, yeah, but he's driving a freaking different car. You meant to stand behind your product, stand behind your brand. But Brum, that's just how Brum is. But I think that when I was younger, it was different because we used to have like Saturday school and them kind of things. The mans would come together. You had people like Beanie Brown and all them who was about. But now it's changing dramatically now to where it's just monkey see, monkey do. Everyone's wearing them freaking Gucci's and all that. And some man shouldn't even be wearing them kind of things. Like, them Stone Island and them kind of things. If you're wearing them kind of things, you're supposed to have a Porsche of them. You're supposed to have a 3 or 4 in the closet sitting down. There's no way you're meant to be having the same jacket every day. That's why designers was made. It's a classism thing, innit? Designers was made for money people. You're not meant to, there's man who I'm seeing, and this is true, this is real talk. This is Brum. Man's are wearing like head to toe Chewy tracksuit and all that, and his mom's Wi-Fi's off and all them kind of things. Serious? And his Wi-Fi's off. Man are in head to toe Chewy. You're like, yo, I ain't got no bro, I haven't got no freaking Wi-Fi. You know. Data. What you mean? So why you got a Chewy? A man who's wearing True Religion, your Wi-Fi's supposed to be paid out for the year. You know what I'm saying? Priorities are wrong.
His priorities, people ain't, you know, that seems quite commonsensical to us, but there's no such thing as common sense, because if there was, everybody would be operating on the same kind of level that we'd be operating on. So this ain't apparent, man. It ain't apparent, as you say, monkey see, monkey do.
Nah, man, Mist, that's the thing with Mist, like I said, the city should stand behind him, and that's it. And what I'm saying, you might necessarily say, "Oh, he's not real," even though that's another debate in itself, the real talk thing. But you are meant to look and say, you know what, Mist is the guy who's he's the flag for Birmingham. When he goes to all these shows in London and Sheffield and all these places, when he touches down, he's a representation of Brum. He's what's making Brum popular. Him, JK, them kind of guys. So them kind of guys should be protected around here, man. No one should. A hair on their head shouldn't be harmed unless he violates a man differently, where it's something that can't be stood behind. But besides that, he should be protected. And I'm talking about in jail too. But hopefully, Mist don't go back to jail. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully, he don't go back to jail and get himself in that position.
But what do you think of that message that he sent out about positivity and all that?
You got to keep it consistent, man. If you're talking positivity after something like that comes out, you should have kept it consistent to how you are normally. So when it come out, you should have probably said like, yo, you know what? My back was against the wall, you know. Like there was 10 man in the cell. Man's had shot. You can, even if you need to make it sound a bit more unrealistic, like, yo, man had a brick or whatever. Like, if I didn't do what he said, they were gonna bust my head. Even if you said that, it's a bit more. But
I would have guessed it, fam. I would have said the man had a slingshot loaded with copper marbles, anything, fam.
Yeah, that's what he should have done. But the positivity thing, I see what he's saying. I'll be keeping this thing positive. Man's are trying to knock me off the top. I get what he's saying. But that's Brum for you, man. If you're at the top in Brum.
Now I hear what he's saying. It could, and I agree with what you're saying. Still, a man could have spun it better. You get me?
And also, I mean, as you said, the statement was all gravy based upon, I personally would have, obviously handled things differently, but hindsight's 2020, as I say, it's a wonderful thing. Maybe he could have actually addressed the situation.
Yeah, should have.
In a bit more detail. I think that would have been a very real thing to do, and actually be honest. Like, yo, this was the situation. That they invited me into the salon, and whatever, they got me in there under false pretenses, and then they started trying to back me up. So that was the video, or however it went down. Just going back to what he says in the video, he's a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So it's the month of Ramadan, season of Ramadan even, right? And on that video, he's burning weed.
You know what it is, don't know, but like, there's a lot of things people are scared to say. There's a lot of things people are scared to say because they're scared of the backlash. But I'm gonna say right here, right now, a lot of mans are just Muslim to be Muslim. I'm not saying Miss because I don't know how Miss is really flexing, but a lot of mans. I was actually the other day doing a little bit of business with a man. Me and the man was sitting down and I was eating food and he was eating food and I said, hold on a second, ain't you meant to be fasting though? And he said like, he was like, you know what? Be true, said my energy's low and rare. I said, you meant to be, if you're really doing this thing, you're really Muslim, you're meant to be fasting.
Fam, you're not even, I agree with you, but you know what, you're overstepping it. You want me to tell you why you're overstepping it. Forget even the month and the fasting and the reflection and the spirituality side of it, fam. Man ain't living this thing anyway, fam, because man are tatted up, smoking weed and that. Fam, you can't be on it for 1 month anyway. You might as well just allow it, fam.
Nice real talk. Everyone who's watching this video, like the video, please. Everyone who's watching it, like it. Just like it, man. How can we have one like and there's mans coming in and out of the thing? Like the video. Yeah, carry on over.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand. I mean, that's real talk, because unfortunately, from what we see, there's people who are claiming said title and religion, one who submits and supposed to deal with those 5 pillars. But as you say, you've come across someone who's breaking the fast at a time where it's in a reflection and it's a very spiritual time. There's no lying supposed to be going on. There's no kind of haram business going on. But yet, these people who are claiming that, then they know better than a lot of the Christians, unfortunately, who claim that they're Christians but don't read the book. They're just Christians in title only and don't follow any of the laws, statutes, and commandments. So it's just a lot of hypocrites running around the place, unfortunately. This is just Birmingham. This is across the board, man. This is across the board.
It's popular. Strange folk. You get. There's. We know this is real, but the thing is, a lot of people don't want to speak about it. But the thing is, this like there's mans who are just Muslim because that's what it. Why they're Muslims? Because that's what it is now. That's the swag right now. Like this Muslim thing for a lot of the black youths I'm talking about. A lot of them, don't me wrong, there's some official mans as well that have completely gave up their life and they're living a clean way now, but you can't be even promoting certain things if you're Muslim anyway. So I'm saying you can't be promoting certain things. And that's why I think that brother did kind of just ignored completely what he said when he was like, yo, I'm a Muslim, bro. My man kind of just laughed it off like, you ain't no Muslim. Like I don't care what you're saying. So he kind of tried to make it a religious war type thing. Because he dropped it like, I'm a Christian, so what you saying about us then? That guy was proper trying to use his head. I missed. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to draw him out, man.
Yeah, the battle between Islam and Christianity. Yeah, he was definitely clever in that respect. Again, just looking at it again, I think he was drawn into that situation just from how he was sitting and just what was going on and stuff. He was like, you know, he that little you had already had that planned out kind of thing. Like he was probably going there to get a draw or something. And they shut the door behind him and was like, "Yo, sit down there, man. Yo, put your hand down," and started batting him up. That's kind of probably what may have happened.
Now, but that put your hand down. All he was doing is talking, and you know what it is. You see that video? I doubt Mist will ever speak about it still to anyone who ain't in his personal circle. But if you look at that video again, yeah, and you look at his hat, just look at him. It's the position he's in. He's kind of like on defensive, and then when the brother goes, "Put your hand down, bro. Put your hand down." He lifts it up again, and the my man goes, "Put your hand down," like he's talking to a child. My man drops his hand, and then he goes, "Yo, bro." Like there's someone in the room that he knows. So are we talking about a setup? Was this someone that carried him in the cell as a setup? Because he goes, "Yo," like he's trying to call to a man.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, look at it again, man. I look at things deeper though.
He looks hella dodgy, man. This is what I'm saying. He looks hella dodgy. He doesn't look like he was just, you know what I mean, just there and then all of a sudden kind of thing. He looks like that was premeditated. Man's was like, yeah. I'm gonna drop this. However, I mean, we don't even know what happened after the video. Maybe he did turn up after the video. That's why we don't even see any more of it. Maybe it was like, "Oh, you mean put my hand down? Oh, look, I was cool at first, but now you're bringing that to me." And then, you know, something may have popped up. I don't even know.
I doubt that still.
Because he would have said, "Yo, man didn't even see the full clip. I flipped on the end though, you know." I remember they said something like that still.
You know what though? If I was like him, I'd have blagged it anyway and said, them geezers, when the video come off, it was World War III. Like, just to give, you see what I'm saying? I said, "Yo, them man are idiots when they show me that bit," but after when he was saying that he's gonna make me a mince meat, I said, "Yo, let's get it on," and then me and him scrambled in the cell.
Fam, the thing is, fam, look at society, fam. This just shows you what kind of world we live in, fam. The fact that we got to be talking about, how come a man didn't just fight on the camera and all that. You see what I'm saying, fam? You see what kind of world we live in, though, blood?
Yeah.
Like, you're putting a man's safety and preservation over, like, what, likes and views, fam, and reputation. You get me?
Nah, it's true still. You gotta, blood, this is social media. And you gotta, if you're a nobody...
Social media, though, it's life, fam. That's the life, fam. Fam, forget the whole social media thing, you know. It's society, fam. They go hand in hand. Social media is society now, fam. Most of the people get their information from there. They act how they want to act from there. You get me? Social media is society now, bro. It's gone that deep, man. It's gone clear, man. It's done taking over the thing.
The programming tool, think about it. People wake up and the first thing they do is they go onto Facebook. It's the very first thing they do is go on Facebook. There's a study where people check their phone every hour. Or no, was it not every hour? Like 6 times or X amount of times per hour. Look how these avid people who are just in their phone, when they're off break, if they're on work or something on a break, they're in their phone, puffing away on cigarettes on their phone, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Tinder. Is that one? Tinder, all these. Yeah, I mean, they're just in it. They're just in that thing. They don't go out to do nothing else, but they're in that thing fully, spending hours, 3-4 hours a day, posting shit, liking shit, sharing shit. 240 characters here, you know, a share video of this. It's just bullshit. Their reality is so it's so out there in the ether and not based in reality, something that you can touch, taste, and feel. Having a conversation with someone. Everything's just, I ain't gonna go check that person. I'm just gonna send a voice note with a stupid emoji at the end of it. You know what I mean? It's just folly.
Yeah, man. But once you're in the public eye, that's what I'm saying, man. That all comes with it. Once you're in the public eye, like I said, a man like Mist now, that's what I'm saying. The word is that a man's collecting 3 to 5 grand per show. So you stack your pay. Get out of Brum, man. Get out of Brum. Just leave, man, and just do your thing outside of Brum, because man are only waiting to tear you down here. So just move out somewhere. Even if a man has to go somewhere like a Coventry or somewhere like that, you see what I'm saying? Somewhere where you can just jump on the M-ways half an hour and you're in Brum. Go somewhere like that. So I'm saying a Leicester, a Nottingham. Get yourself a little property down there and just do your music thing. Concentrate on that, because now you've already made it. You've already made yourself popular, so nobody can't really take that away from you now. So that's what I do. And loads of people have done it. If you want to hear that people have done it before, Judge Dredd. I don't know anyone who's on here who can put in the comments other people, but Judge Dredd, who went London with Soul Solid and all them. You got Lady Leisha, who went London and look at her now. I don't even know who else, but a lot of people are about to leave. A lot of people are about to leave, and that's just how it is, man.
That street shoot, what's his name?
Yeah, the streets, Mike Skinner.
That's him. He's from Moseley, right? Or some shit like that?
Solly, I don't think.
Solly, okay. Yeah, you see, it happens. I mean, but people shouldn't need to, but at the same time, it's part of growth and developments. We can't just stay in, like, there's people who haven't even left Birmingham, or there's people who haven't even been on a damn plane. Sometimes when you gotta grow up and you just gotta experience things and stuff, and you gotta change places. You can't just. I mean, home's home, definitely, but home is what you make it, kind of thing. So you don't necessarily need to be here, 121 in a B postal code. You can be anywhere and be Birmingham still, because you was born and bred here, innit? If it's still here, if it's still in your heart, it's still in your heart. You don't need to necessarily still reside there. Based upon the position that he's in, I wouldn't be in Brum. Hell no. If I got enough paper, I'm moving to where my paper will allow me to move to. And I'm not necessarily saying I want to move to like some kind of rich area or anything like that. But maybe I want to be in a place where I don't have a house right next door to me. Maybe I want to be in a place where I've got, an acre and a half or half an acre of land around me, kind of thing. That's the kind of movements that should be on people. That's the kind of mentality that people need to be on.
But this is Brum for you, and this is one of the last facts that I'm going to drop on this live stream. Yeah, this is Brum, and I'm talking about clothing, music, food, hair, whatever you do. This is Brum. Live, die, and be a hero. So try a thing and it don't work, and you're a hero, or live long enough to be a villain. I know that bar comes from the Dark Knight still, but it's very fitting to this situation. That's how Brum is. So you got your little business. If it don't work out, man, say, you remember my man? He was a good youth, yo. Or you're starting to spit and then you get killed or something. Yo, remember him? He would have blown where, yeah, he was sick. Or stay around till people say, I don't like my man. My man's a dickhead, or he ain't real. He didn't put in no work. And the same man saying that, like, they call putting in work. And this is one of the biggest things that I wish we would stop kind of pushing this narrative that of being real, like that being a criminal is being real, like doing crime is being real, like doing. The man who's the most scariest man is the man who's got things to lose, isn't it? Not the man who's got nothing to lose. The man who's trying to protect his family and that. He's the most scariest man. So an honest man's probably more dangerous 9 times out of 10 than a man who ain't got nothing to lose. So all this kind of thing.
If man don't believe that, go watch Shutdown City, yeah?
It's real talk, man.
Hey, what's real, man? What's real and what's gangster is holding your family down, your wife down, your partner down, your mom down, and doing shit honestly. That's gangster. That's real shit. Running around trying to kill people who look like you. That ain't gangster. That's folly. That leads to an early grave and death and destruction and heartache for your family and the rest of the family. Then be a real gangster and provide for you and your family the right way.
That's it, man. You gotta provide. Just provide for your family. Do what you gotta do. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of man's like, you can't be popular and really live in them kind of inner city areas. Erdington and Aston, Newtown, Lascelles, Answorth. You just can't live there, man. You can't live there. It just ain't gonna work because there's mans who are waiting on your downfall. You shouldn't even be partying where other Brummies party, to be honest, because they're gonna be, when you're in there, you got your little jewel shine and all that. Man's wanna take it up. Man's gonna like, yo, we can probably rob my man, you know. Do what I'm saying? You
Run
know,
him down.
if I was like them mans, I wouldn't have no chain. If you did see me, you'd see me just there, me and one man. If the thing was getting a bit too warm, I just cut. But me personally wouldn't be there at all. You'd only see me on the internet. Yeah.
That goes down to the mentality again. This is what I'm saying. I mean, all right, why do we need to have big gold chains on and stuff?
Image.
You know what I mean? With diamonds and shit in there, blood diamonds from Africa, which little children and all that shit.
That's what they do in America.
Monkey see, monkey do. What about the man them who are wearing their Zulu beads and all that shit? That's dope. That is.
Mans don't want to hear that. Bro.
That shit's dope. No, it's not about hearing it. Let's see that shit, man. You see. All right then. So if Stormzy,
they rather wear them rosary beads, fam. That's not even nothing to do with, man.
Yeah. But you see, those were popping for a bit. But this is what people make them popular. So say Stormzy or who and Skepta, whoever the hell was popular, who's popping, came out and they weren't flossing no fronts. Yeah, they didn't have no gold rings on. They were repping onks and Zulu beads, and they were wearing kente cloths and all them thing there. Do you think the people them be like, nah, what's my man be wearing? They'd be jumping on that thing straight away, innit? Because monkey see, monkey do. They ain't gonna turn down that shit, would they? Or would they?
You know what it is? It's you know what it is, Noble. For that, in order for that to happen, it would have to be done from the States, because ultimately what we're seeing now is everything that happens in New York, like Tekashi 6ix9ine, all them kind of mans, that goes to London, then it goes from London to Brum. So like a lot of the mans that are spitting all that kind of talk, like it's a lot of it influence from that stateside stuff. Honestly, because even all that, like them big chains and all that, like that's never really been an English thing like that. It's never really been our thing here to wear like big chains and all that, because when you're wearing a chain, you know, you see in Brum, I don't know how other people feel. You might have someone just say, oh, I'm the baddest man or whatever, but when I used to have a little chain, you know, and I remember when I used to wear it out and that, I always used to just be looking around myself like, yo, it's almost like it's almost like a flyer to say, try and rob me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Tom time, that's what it is,
yeah.
Man. As it was back in the day, that was called a Tom.
I didn't like that feeling. Man, I didn't like that feeling, so I just stopped wearing them things, and that's what I'm saying. Like with like even like a man like Mist, unless he's got a very heavy goon squad, I don't know what his situation is around him. I know he's on about this Now and Carla thing or whatever. Hope he might have some of them around him, but unless you got some serious heavyweight guys around you when you're going out, I wouldn't even bother wear them things.
Temptation, man. Too much damn temptation. And again, it's unnecessary. It's just lead you. Again.
It's part and parcel, man. It goes with the whole image, the whole rap/road thing. You have to be iced out and blinged out, innit?
You know, old shit, man. That's deaders, man. That shit's
because no one wants to hear it, but that's why you have to have a little grease in your lyrics, fam. That's no one wants to hear it, fam, because Nines has said it several times. If he wasn't spitting this road thing, no one would listen to him, and it's true, fam. The youths don't want to hear that, fam.
All right, then. Doesn't Nines actually sell drugs? Let's just be honest. He's a drug dealer, right?
No, most of these
allegedly.
No, fuck the allegedly, man.
But we don't know.
I don't know. He claims
he's been arrested and all them things there, man. I'm not even gonna say allegedly, man. Hang all that shit.
A man could have been arrested for littering, fam. We don't know.
But what I'm saying, Noble, is that he might say he said it, like, because a man can say it's Pablo Escobar. It don't necessarily mean. But what I'm saying is Nines has gotten 100 times and all that. But anytime Nines comes, Brum, he's got 40 men with him.
And that's how you're supposed to roll, isn't it?
All right, so that's what I'm saying. If Mist is really gonna do this thing, that's how he should be moving. There should be 40 Brummies going everywhere with him, just like when Scraps and Nines come up here. They got 40 mans with them. That's how Mist should be rolling. Mist should be going like anywhere he goes with 20 bad youths from Brum who are saying, yo, if anything touches him. So I'm saying that's how it should be.
But the game's changed, though, innit, man? Because you know, you'd think that would be the thing, innit? But clearly it's not, because we got a video that's fucked up and all this crazy shit that's going on now. I just think that his support circle and network isn't up to par, man, for that to happen. It really ain't, man.
Yeah, it looked bad. It wasn't a good look still. It wasn't a good look, but... Alright, let's get some final thoughts on this situation before we wrap this live stream up. I'll go first. Hopefully, this don't do nothing to damage Mist's career, because I'm all about the betterment of Brum. Like I said, I've been around from the days of when it weren't popular to rap. Mans were just laughing like, yo, you're never going to blow. So to finally see some mans from Brum finally getting somewhere, it's kind of made me feel proud, because I know that I was around at the beginning. If anyone knows the history of this thing, I done a lot of DVDs and all that. And to see this kind of thing starting to take off, it feels good. But what I would say is, Mist, just try your best not to really end up back in that kind of position, to be in jail in the first place. And just his circle should be limited. Like, you should be able to count on one hand how much mans he's got around him. Besides, if he's rolling out of town, you got to protect the brand. Mist is the brand. He's bringing the money in, and in order for him to take it to the next level, you got to protect the investment. Just like how you see Tekashi. The man's got some serious, crazy amount of guys around him. That's why he can go on like that. Because anytime you see Tekashi, there's guys with him, and it's them who's going to get their hands dirty if anyone steps to him. So that's the only advice. Like, if you're going to follow anything from the Americans, follow how they move like that. See what I'm saying? That's my final thought.
That's it. Terrible situation. Unfortunate situation. Luckily, the brother didn't, get wet up or nothing like that. Nothing bad happened to him. It's crazy that it's obviously popped up on the surface now. Trustfully, Misty's going to grow and learn from this. As you say, build or fortify his network and his support system, and do some real thinking about what you're going to do career-wise, what you're going to do, with your life, my brother, because life is hella short. And as we see with this video, people can throw monkey wrenches in the engine, so the performance is going to be limited or totally gone. So yeah, be positive, keep your head up, and try and look forward. And as you said in your video, be positive and progressive, and let's hear something of righteousness and of good deeds in your lyrics, sibling. Let's hear some of that there.
Why? I don't know what to say, fam. Obviously, don't be a chatty patty on it. Like, obviously, if you let's say a man's lyrics or his perception, whatever he's putting out there, the energy he's putting out there, this is why mans have stepped to him, because they've seen. Obviously, you gotta look at it on two tiers. Have they stepped to him because he's hot, or have they stepped to him because of his content? That's the first thing. You get me? Mm-hmm. Obviously, the thing is, did he do the right thing? Probably yes, most definitely yes, innit? Because man's probably like, I'm gonna get out of here, make him pee, where. I don't wanna get any more time. I don't wanna get into no scraps and I don't wanna endanger my health and that. You get me? But then on the other hand, man's wanna clown him online because we live in a social society. You get me? Quote unquote, so to speak. Obviously, keep your head up, fam, and just don't end up back in pen, innit? And just shout Express Truth for the exclusive and that. That's all I got to say from.
You done now.
I miss. Serious, man. You want clean interview visual where man can build and talk some real stuff. Just holla, man. You know where to find me, man. You know where to find me. Holla. That's what I'm saying. And that's it. It's another episode of the Express Truth Show.
Up, man. Yo, merchandise is coming soon, fam. Don't watch that.
And everybody who's on this Express Truth live stream, when it finishes, share it on your social media. See what I'm saying? Because we're talking some real stuff, yeah? So share it on your social media. So go on your Facebook, share it. Go on to your Instagram, share it. Go on to your WhatsApp chat, share it. That's how it should be.
Man.
That's how it should be, man. So I'm saying, I'm glad that nothing happened to the brother, and that's it, man. Let's just keep this thing 100, man. That's it, man. We're gonna be back again very soon, and that's it. Peace.
Definite, man. Each one teach 12.